up? The only reason why I'm going live right now is just to say that, you know, you take like a day away and stop defending yourself for a day. And you come back and you're like, oh, okay, wait a minute, you know? It's like, so when people like choose to not look at something, they cannot, they don't have to see it, you know? I mean, I get that. But the thing is this, no two women, I don't care who they are, no two women. And I said, I swear on with every fiber of my soul, on every fiber of my daughter, that Jules is a liar. And my cat's like, I agree. And somebody else on the panel, Tiffany, good friend. I'm sorry, I'm going to say your name because to say somebody else would mean like that it deserves to be going unnamed, but it doesn't, because you don't find, and people can say whatever they want about people who've done, whatever, how they've argued in the, whatever it may be. That's between them. Okay? So it's a double standard when people are in the same arena, same chat room saying, yeah, but look at what, Tiffany's done to whatever, whatever. And then nobody, not one mother to say that's the truth. If yeah, you're my cat. Yeah, yeah, right, Lulu? Yeah, yeah. Lulu's a talker. Lulu likes to have her own live stream. Lulu, yeah, see? Yeah. See? Lulu knows that if a female says, right, Lulu? Lulu? Yeah. 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 If a female says with every fiber of my being, yep, and then another, I mean, what she said, what Lulu said. Yeah, because those are strong words. So, and that had nothing to do with Jules having kids or not. I don't know Jules, having children situation. I don't know, like, I don't, whatever it is, it is. They could adopt it. I'd be happy for them, whatever way it went. They could never have children. They could, I wouldn't care. I'd be happy for, the situation. It would be positive any way you looked at it, even if they didn't ever. Like, who cares? It's not my business. It's whatever makes them happy. I'd be happy for them. That's me. Yeah, right. So whatever makes them happy is what would make me happy for people. Somebody says, hey, I'm so happy, then I'm happy for you. As long as it's not like, oh, hey, I'm so happy, this person got this, as long as it's like, something seriously happy, then that's awesome. But, you gotta take it into perspective. When two mothers will say that, to stick by their word, those are hefty, to swear by. Those are hefty words to swear by. They carry a lot of conviction. And unless somebody is just the lowest of the lowest, no mother, father, or whatever is going to swear on something they love with all their heart if they're lying. Most people know that. I don't even think like low people do that, right? But if you want to make it known that something, if you know, you don't, I don't throw, I mean, believe me, but when I know what I know to be true, and I'm watching even my friend Tiffany be, doubted because she's been that one person next to me for a while. I know she was against me. I forgot I was live right now, to be honest with you. But I know she was against me. And it doesn't matter. For somebody to come and say, even there's been others. I'm just not limiting to Tiffany. I'm saying I've met, I think because the arena is broader, with the internet and the ability to, talk to people in other countries even, then it's so rare and it's so few and far between to find somebody who would take accountability for their own actions and be that way that, there's time, I'm certain there's probably been times in people's lives where they've never had somebody who's done something devastating to somebody, not killing somebody or something. I don't mean that. I mean, but, not knowing what could have happened. Do you know what I'm saying? Just something that's coming to somebody and saying, you know, I cannot go on another day hiding this, you know? Seeing things I've never seen come out of people before. So it's very easy for me to stand by Tiffany and believe what she says, even with the history of that, because I haven't seen that often of somebody. I've seen people be mean. So her being mean isn't that, I've seen people be mean before the internet, but to have the spectrum broadened of where, something like that could come from. And you don't even like look for it. You just, all of a sudden one day it just blows you away. And you're like, you know, I literally look at what I went through. In Tiffany's story, like people in Tiffany's story of it, as I'm happy to have gone through it, to have Tiffany as my friend. It was worth every stressful wrinkle she may have caused on my face. Sure, Tiffany. Um, I mean, because that's that pearl that I want to find in there. And I'm not asking for Jules to do anything, you know. I think it's quite clear that even in Bottle's live stream, when Jules came in there and said, "This is the real Jules," Bottles told nobody to pick up. And I said, "Hello, Jules." I was nice to her. Somebody was rude to her. I said, "Not here. Do not do that here," to her. And she said, "Thank you." She knows that. If she's an honest person, she knows it. And it wasn't hard for me to do because I don't hate Jules. I just dislike something that she did. So if she could just understand that I don't hate Jules, I just dislike something that she did, then she could realize that she actually does have the control. I don't have the control of making this go away. Bobbles doesn't have the control of making it go away. All Jules has to do is realize that her action doesn't define Jules to me because I always want to find the pearl in the oyster. I mean, to me, that seems like the way to win that situation, right? Okay, well, this is bad. This could be ugly, but I'm going to pry it open. And if you give me a pearl, I promise you I'll see it. And that's the way I see it. I don't feel like my cancer is only my cancer. I think that maybe stress could cause cancer. You know, when that person was praying and praying and praying for me to get cancer, I was so stressed. And I got cancer, you know? There was no need. I'm not saying it would be a bad gesture of somebody to Gmail somebody and try to make a truce if it was necessary. But when she says this all started when Joe reached out to her to make a truce, that's the only truth that she's saying because that is when it all started. Nothing was going on. There was no need for them to reach out, try to make a truce, say nasty things when I was like, look, buddy, I do tell people to remove comments. I do remove them. I've even had nasty videos made of me mocking me saying, can you remove that comment, please? As if it's a bad thing. You know, some people I can't please. I don't, you know, that's a lot of hard work. I mean, I was told that, what I thought tonight in Bottles. For one, I thought how nice it is to talk to Marcy Darcy in a nice way, right? I think so. Even if she doesn't, I'm just saying I prefer it so much better. God, just one less person that I can say nice things to and greet and hope you know what I mean? Like, no, they're going to say something back nice. It sucks to, like, even Janice Dickinson came in Bibles tonight, okay? I think there's probably a bunch of different Janice Dickinsons, and it doesn't matter to me who Janice Dickinson is. I don't care who Janice Dickinson is. But I do kind of care what people say, what anybody says. If they said something about anybody's, you know, PUS, whatever, you know what I mean? I don't like it. It's vulgar. Not vulgar to talk about, but you know what I mean? Come on now. It almost reminds me of you'd be better off calling yourself, what did Bruce Jenner call himself? I can't remember. Cannot remember what Bruce Jenner called himself, but I still think of him as a man on the Wheaties box, and I don't care. Tell me what you want. Yeah, and sure, he could have looked like a woman. I mean, what the hell? Cut your hair. Any guy could look like a woman with long hair. Too long, and I'm not putting down long hair. I am not putting down too long hair. All I'm saying is, remember the dogs, the Afghans, and they used to like make the funny like commercial with, you know, it was like this blonde Afghan, and it looked like a girl. So anything could look like anything. Okay, let's just be honest. So cut your hair. There's this kid that works down at the store, and I always call him Heavy D, even though he's not heavy at all. You know, this white dude, he always had long hair, whatever. Oh, Heavy D. Whatever guy, I don't know why. Look at nobody's talking to me. I'm talking by myself. Talking to myself and feeling down. Remember that? Anybody know who sings that song? I'll give you the word. Hanging around. Nothing to do but frown. And then as I say the next words, then you'll know the song title. Come on, it says there's five here, six. I know one of you is just dying to answer that trivia question. You got funny how it seems I always wind up on something. God, I love that person's voice. Six people here. Somebody knows the answer to that question. Quick, go make a stock account to answer. And know you know the name of the song. You know who would say it? It's JC Bear would say the name of the song and who's saying it. I don't really hate anybody. That's truth. I hate people who refuse to like read and see things. I've seen people who argue to like the death with me, and then like probably in our last dying breath, I'd go, "Did you ever watch either one of our videos?" Or read the book or whatever we were watching about or whatever we were fighting to the death about, and they'd probably go, "No, but I saw the trailer." You know, that's what kills me. You know, man, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say that person is a liar. And I think about something that Bob was said. Bob said it's embarrassing to those people, like you showing them going through the clothes and this and that and picking what they need and everything. And that's how like I felt like when first attacked and the whole number of what she, the amount, the dollar amount of what she had donated. Hey, Ruby. I know. I'm just talking because, Ruby, don't you agree that no women would? Oh, you look just like my friend Barbara. Oh my God, you're so cute. You look just like my friend. I swear to God. Um, don't you agree though that no women would? It's 4:17 a.m. Almost 4:20 actually, so it's a good time to be awake, right? Right? Okay, don't you? No women are gonna like swear on their kids' souls that they are temp, and that is what me and Tiffany did, right? No women are gonna do that, or even if they didn't have a kid and they were swearing on their husbands or their parents or whatever. People don't do that in my eyes anyway. Especially two people that met from in bad circumstance, but ended up becoming friends. Don't, I mean, for Tiffany, who was against me, and for her to say something like that, her too, she came out with that. Ruby, I was fucking moved. And I'm not going to say blown away because that would mean I would never expect her to do something like that, but I would. She is. And for the last, I don't know, like for a long time. Not even a long time, though. It's not a long time. But Tiffany's good. She's a, I don't care what people say. She went through something similar to what I did, and she was just one person. And then she retaliated. And people could say what they want, but she retaliated. She didn't come into YouTube to attack people. She didn't. She's a smart girl. She's got a message to say. She's got stuff to teach people. She knows a lot about a lot of stuff, but she wouldn't tell you something that's gonna fucking hurt you. But she's taken part in things. But to admit it, I want all of you to think to yourself, how many times in your life have you encountered an adult, not a child that's made to do it by an adult, but an adult? Thank you, Ruby. An adult to admit something they have done. Tiffany, I can't even talk enough about Tiffany. That's the thing that I will say, and I'll embrace that. And so that's why nobody can say anything bad about Tiffany to me, because something that I gather and gain from having Tiffany as a friend is a not a justification, but I don't know, a rationalization, like how I rationalize going through what I went through was to become friends with Tiffany, and for Tiffany to maybe learn whatever she needed to learn. I know it sounds like real deep and real analytical and wow, I think too much, but at least I'm not thinking too much about hurting people. And that's what 11 clone accounts of Survivor Girl are doing. And 20 sock accounts made every day are doing. And I'm not kidding you when I say 20 sock accounts made every day. Take a look at my thumbs down to thumbs up ratio. I'm not kidding you about an active, aggressive campaign. And yes, please do what Byron says when he says, go back and look at her older videos. You'll see how evil she is. Please do. You'll see they are about officer involved shootings. And I would always end with united we stand, divided we fall. Had nothing to do with any of this. And then things shifted. I walked into the wrong chat room. Thank you, Ruby. Oh, get down, like, yeah, but it wasn't good. Because all this is, I'm saying, fucking, Tiffany knows. And she said it. She said, I don't blame her for leaving. But the only reason why I came back in is because they were picking on Tiffany then and saying shit. Like, they'll switch anyway, man. They'll see you alone. People will see somebody alone. I'm not saying on the panel where I'm saying in the chat room. There was a couple of things, and it's like, God dang, please understand, no two women are going to swear. You know what a good friend that is? And she's not doing that because she's a good friend. She's doing it because she means it. What woman would say, I swear on mine too, just because her friend said something? We weren't friends at the time. People need to realize I am totally aware of what me and Tiffany went through. Tiffany was taking part in it with Jules. Even if, but I know that, listen, bottom line was, Tiffany said, I can't do this. And you know how, like, somebody will say, oh, I did this, and then God, I'm not saying God, I'm just using an example. Then one day I got my head out of my ass, whatever the thing they say. Okay? Thank you. Were they the ones with the, how I could film with my cat back then? And Deb was like, why are you so angry at your cat? Deb's funny. Man, I'm just, it sounds corny. it does. This is gonna sound corny as hell, but I just search for, you know why? Because amazingly so, sometimes without even having to search for it, it's just so natural to think of it, okay? The other night I was talking about when my sister passed away, might have been even earlier tonight. And here's another thing I want to say, Adair, if you're listening to this, or if you do listen, please don't be mad at me. Because when I said I didn't blame you for doing it, Adair, I saw your name, but I didn't say your name. And if I did, I'm sorry, but I don't remember saying it. But I don't think I said your name, but maybe I did. I don't remember. Um, but I wasn't mad. I just wanted to point out that sometimes it'll say remove the comment when people do, but it said deleted, so I wasn't sure if she got blocked. I just asked the question. I didn't want you to not be my friend. I don't want to feel like I can't ask people questions because I do get confused. Like if there's two Tracies in the room and I say, "Are you talking to me or that one?" and can you specify? It doesn't mean I'm being whacked out. You know what I mean? And I'm just using that as an example because I don't know. Yeah, but you don't understand. See, no, when I walked out of that room, I left Tiff alone. And yes, she had Jeff in there. But Jeff and Net, yep, she had people in there that were sticking up. But nah, I can't. I can't. I just thought they would stop talking about it, is what I thought. But then, Tiffany's right. She didn't get a chance to talk. And Tiffany, what better receipts could somebody have than somebody who was in it on it? Here's the thing. Why can't Jules just stop? It's true when she says this all started again when Joe reached out to her to make a truce. Right. So what she's saying is it wasn't started. Nothing was going on. Why did they dox my email address? Why did she make videos, story time? Why? When I said I was, I don't know. Was I asking you questions? I don't think so, was I? My cat's name was Ruby. Did you see my comment too? Know what somebody said to me, Ruby? You know how people will say stuff about karma, and that would upset me. I'd be like, well, then I'd have to believe that maybe what was going on with me is like my. But you know what they said? They said that they had read something. I believe they said Buddhist belief of karma, and that it your karma goes to your children. So if my mother was a bad person, then my karma would be bad. But if I was a good person during the bad karma, then my daughter's karma would be good. And that comforted me because then I could understand that, first of all, God didn't hate me, right? And maybe, which I could believe, that maybe my mother had done some things that perhaps I ended up having to have her karma. Maybe her parents had done some things that she ended up having their karma. And I don't know about their parents before them. And I definitely believe that could be the way about my dad, right? On the flip side, though, like, they both had things, I'm sure, that were probably respectable about them. Like, my dad was a decorated gunner's mate in World War II. And I believe, like, a gunner's mate back then was like feeding those bullets into the gun so that, without even having a weapon, having to have those bullets in there. And, you know, World War II, and he was Jewish. So that probably meant like a real lot to him and what he was having to, represent. So I'm kind of, I'm pretty, I don't know. Oh my, I gotta sneeze. Karma, I know, Ruby, but think about it. We hear it all the time. People love to throw it out there. And I don't believe in it much either. Okay? But let me ask you, honestly, Ruby, and I believe that you can understand, okay? Like, okay, for instance, tonight I didn't get to finish earlier about that Dr. G, and she was talking about a woman who, when she was 20, had a car accident and hit the windshield. So her head hit the windshield, in the car. And so she was in chronic pain for the next 30 years till, she died. And, sometimes if somebody's not experiencing something that somebody else is, you find it hard to relate until it's explained to you, maybe however the way it might have to be. And then you think to yourself, wow, that's pretty sad. And, how her loved ones, like her husband of 25 years and her daughters, how they knew she didn't even want to live anymore, but not that she was depressed because she'd never tried suicide or anything, but that she was just in pain. Just in pain. And I thought to myself, literally thought to myself about my head smacking a windshield and the damage it could do to the vertebrae in my neck. Literally thought about it and thought about the headache that would follow if they all just kind of shattered in your neck and you really couldn't do anything like about it, or whatever. They just got off course. Whatever happened, it set you in to chronic pain. And I guess I think, and I'm gonna be honest, when I would hear that before, I think I would think of fibromyalgia, but it isn't what I just, even though my friend, I know she'd had a motorcycle accident and had been thrown off the motorcycle, I still couldn't think it through my head about chronic pain just until yesterday. Like Babos, her car accident. Not that I doubted it happened. I couldn't picture it, I guess, until this Dr. G or whatever kind of was talking about it. So then I took the moment to step out of my shoes and put myself physically, like visualize myself smashing into that windshield or whatever the case may be. But that was the case that she was talking about. I don't know. We learn every day. That's what I think. Sounds like there was like 11 here. Not many people talking. But I know it is late. And anyway, you're very pretty. Oh, Ruby, is that a picture of me? No, sir. I'm like kidding. Just kidding. No, but look, we kind of do look alike, though. You look at us. So I was just going to go, I'm so funny. I'm such an ass. You know what? Maybe I do sit here and talk to myself. But Ruby's here. So there you go. Anyway, I'm going to end this. Peace, love, and tacos. Bye, Ruby. Have a great night.